Welcome on in to another edition of Sports Memo Today, where you get to know the experts a little bit better while getting actionable info all along the way. It's a Thursday edition, and football is here. We got a Jags and Raiders game tonight that, unless you have money on it, you probably don't care about it, but exciting regardless, because we're talking college football win totals, we're talking NFL week 1 already, and of course, making money on the preseason all along the way. I'm your host, Dan Alexander, happy to be with you, and we only have one guest on our Thursday edition here of Sports Memo Today, because with the guy we're bringing on, you only need one guest. We got Matt Josephs joining us. You can get his college football season, the entirety of it, $200 off using code CFB200. You see it there in the side scroll. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Matt, how we doing, brother? Nice to finally be doing a show with you on air together. What's up, man?
Yeah, this feels like Philadelphia Sports Fan Anonymous, although neither of us, you can see both of our faces, but this feels like a support group of something.
Yeah, as we move forward and have further editions of Sports Memo Today, I'm sure there will be plenty to lament about Philadelphia sports season to come. A fellow Philly guy is my friend Matt Josephs. And Matt, we were just talking about this college football season upcoming and the deal that we have. I know you're pretty pumped up that folks can ride with you for just $3.99 for the season. I think you already have a 5% posted, right?
Yeah, it's a win total that I absolutely love. And, last year my 5% win total was the over in Western Kentucky. It was like 5.5. They had 8, so it won pretty easily. Hoping to see the same for the 5% that I put up today, put up on my page. And yeah, looking forward to it. You know, there's always some value in college football. And certainly as somebody who goes away from the Power 5 more than I can, there's definitely some value in those group of 5 and independent schools.
The number one college football capper on Sports Memo in 2020, over 36 units gained in 2021. So you want to ride with them, use that code CFB200. Well, Matt, you kind of alluded to it right there, because we do a little get to know segment always at the top here on Sports Memo Today. And for you, I mean, the namesake, Mid-Major Matt. You see, you can follow him on Twitter at Mid-Major Matt. So I want you to pick between two of your true loves in the question I have for you, because I'm wondering if you could only bet your namesake, mid-major sides and totals, going away from those Power 5s, or your second love potentially, and that's like K-props, NFL player props. So MLB and NFL props or mid-major sides and totals. You can only pick one, and I'm giving you the caveat, you can't even watch the other if you pick one side. So I'm making you do a little Sophie's choice here. What are you doing?
So it's an interesting question, because if you told me I don't have to watch Eagles games for the agony they put me through, I mean, that's pretty attractive right there. I mean, I think it would be easier to get rid of the mid-major basketball and college football teams, but I actually think I enjoy college football a lot more than I do the NFL. I could certainly let go of the K-props and Major League Baseball. I have no problem getting away from that sport. But it would be tougher between college football and pro football. I think I'd be able to let go of pro football and just watch my beloved college football, mid-majors, group of 5, a little action on a Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Nothing better than sweating some action alongside Matt Josephs. Well, since you picked your first true love, that's where we're going to start with, even though this is a team that has a little bit more clout. However, Georgia Tech starts off the year against Clemson, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get much easier. I'm seeing some kind of split, because there's a low season win total for Georgia Tech at 3.5 wins. Could this be a rough enough year that they can't even get 4, Matt? How are you betting them this year?
Yeah, this is a bet I hit last year. I had the under last year, and we're going to go back to it again. As you see here on the graphic, as you said, they open up with Clemson. They get Ole Miss at home. That's going to be a loss. They play at UCF. That's a loss. So they'll come out of the non-conference 1-3, and then they play at Pitt, at Florida State. Their final 5 are on the road, and the home game is Miami, who's going to need that game in the ACC race. I only see 2 guaranteed wins, Western Carolina and Duke, maybe. Duke's in as bad off a situation as Georgia Tech. This is a team that could fire Jeff Collins at any moment, so then you've got a team without their head coach. Who knows how much they actually want to play for him? And as I said, that 4 or 5 down the stretch, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Miami, North Carolina, and some defending champion Georgia. That's a hell of a way to close out the season here. So if they don't get wins early, they're certainly not getting them late. I hate playing low numbers, but under 3.5 on Georgia Tech seems like the way to go in this one.
Sorry, Georgia Tech fans. Under 3.5. The first play for Matt Josephs here on Sports Memo today. Even though you picked your first love, I'm going to still let you talk about some K props here because the Astros are playing the Guardians tonight, and you have one of those pitcher props you love so much that you're eyeing in this one. Floor's yours for the second play of the day, man.
Yeah, I like to go and while I've been playing a lot of K props, I enjoy the outs markets. I enjoy the earns run allowed markets. Now, granted, they're not in every sports book. You kind of have to dig around a little bit, but there's definitely some value because you can bet on individual pitchers. A lot of my baseball handicapping is based off of the starting pitcher. I don't want to worry about bullpens. I don't want to worry about late inning heroics or rain delays or whatever. I'm only focusing on the guy that's name is listed and is going to go 5-ish innings or so. And so today, in a group of starting pitchers that's not necessarily the greatest, one sticks out, Justin Verlander. And I'll admit this, I know handicappers aren't supposed to get anything wrong. I took the under on his win total before the season. I figured here's an older guy who's coming off of surgery. He's not going to be as good. Well, I mean, I was a loser pretty much at the All-Star break, but anytime I can get under 2.5 earned runs for Justin Verlander, I'm going to do so. He's gone under this in 6 straight and 8 of his last 9 starts. And ironically, it's a young Guardians team. Only one Guardian has seen Justin Verlander before. This is not a guy you're just going to roll out of bed and just start hitting randomly. So I'm going to take a shot on this. You don't often get 2.5s when Justin Verlander's on the mound, but under 2.5 earned runs allowed for Verlander. That means if there's an error and they're unearned runs, you're not a loser. We've seen Patrick Corbin gave up 9 runs in one start. Only 2 of them were earned, so that would have been a winner on the under 2.5. So under 2.5 earned runs for Justin Verlander of the Houston Astros.
There we go, going under the 2.5 earned runs. And Matt said something interesting there because that's something that sets Sports Memo apart. He said, I got something wrong. It's the Twitter handicappers that never get anything wrong. The Max Goat Whale plays always get home from them. You got to do the research, and sometimes even your best plays won't come home for you, but that's why you take the long-term approach riding with our experts here at Sports Memo. And Matt, it's not only here on Sports Memo today and the MLB show that we do that people can hear you giving out free plays. You're also on Wager Talks Prop It Up every Friday morning. Tell people about that and also remind people what you have up for clients.
Yeah, Prop It Up on Friday mornings with Andrew McGinnis and Andy Lang. And we just, look, everybody does sides and totals and things like that. We look at the prop markets, trying to find some values. Those guys look at some of the other sports, CFL, NASCAR, and things like that. We have really good chemistry. It's a early show that even has actionable info for the weekend or for the night ahead. So you don't have to watch it live, although we do prefer it. No, you did mention some of the other stuff real quickly. I do write for Athlon Sports. I just submitted my final article that over the next couple weeks, every single college football win total I've got an opinion on, not necessarily a play, but an opinion on everything. You can find that on Athlon Sports, and then eventually I'll start working on the NFL ones. But up on Sports Memo right now, a 5% NFL win total and a 5% college football win total that we think will get home for this coming season.
Big ticket plays up right this moment at Matt Joseph's play, sm.buzz/MJ. Use that code CFB200 to take $200 off the entire college football season. Every release that Matt puts out, you'll be getting pinged right to your email, right on your login page. So there you go. Ride with Matt for the rest of the season. Well, brother, fun having you on here. I'll be seeing you tomorrow morning. Prop It Up time. Thanks for coming on, and we'll have to do this again soon, man. Thank you, brother.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
That is going to do it for us. Huge thanks to Matt Josephs. I told you, we only need one guest when we got mid-major Matt coming on here. We will be back on Tuesday with a full slate on Sports Memo Today. Until then, have a profitable weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday on Sports Memo Today.